International. STLmoms.com.
All right, we're talking about teenagers, and they become teenagers. When they do, their behavior often changes. You might notice, moms and dads, peers become more important than the parents. So how do you know when they've crossed the line? Therapist and counselor Russell Hyken is here now to talk about how to tell if your teenager is being defiant. I think luck of the draw, I'm a mother of a teenager entering the driving years. I've seen some of the defiance and, doesn't want anything to do with me. I guess, is that normal? Everyone goes, oh, they're just being a teenager.
Well, to some level that is exactly normal. As teens become older, they have this desire to become more independent, to develop their own identity. And with that, in those strengthening relationships and those newfound freedoms, such as driving and friends that drive, they tend to push the boundaries a little bit further and maybe try and break some occasional household rules.
Yeah. Oh, so you have this thing called the 3 F's, that you want to follow the 3 F's, and we're going to talk about those no's. The first one is failure to comply within a reasonable amount of time. What does that mean?
Well, if you ask your teenager a question, they should answer. It's pretty simple. If you ask your teenager a simple request, they should do it immediately. For example, if you say take your dish to the sink or empty the trash, they should do it. If a request is a little more complicated, then they may need a little more time, but they should give you an answer as to when that's going to occur.
Okay, so it's like the clean your room thing, and then you go in and it's like, I thought you cleaned your room. What? It's clean. The second F is failure to finish the requested task.
Yes. Many teenagers and, yes, some spouses often fail to finish tasks that you've asked. So first consider, have you clarified the situation? For example, if you tell your teenager to clean their room, they're going to probably say, Mom, my room is clean. But have you told them, you know what, pick up the clothes off the floor, make your bed, and clear off your desk? If you haven't clearly communicated with them, you might want to start there. If at every turn, though, they're battling you, there might be a bigger problem.
Then you get the eye roll and the what? I don't see what it's bothering. Leave it alone. I mean, you get the attitude. You do.
You really do, yeah. And so I think that probably leads us nicely into number 3.
Yes, which is failure to follow through on previous taught life rules, which can mean anything from manners to, respect your elders, anything.
Exactly. You know what? We want our kids and we raise them to be nice. And we expect that they'll get to school on time, that they'll be respectful to adults. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't disagree with us.
Right.
That's absolutely fine, but they need to do it in a respectful manner. But if every time you make a request or you talk to them and they're constantly being combative, well then...
Well, that leads to also the thing where you've got to pick your battles. I've heard that too. So how do you know if they're really crossing the line and you have to take action?
Well, for every family that's a little different. So what's right for my family may not be right for your family. However, if at every turn your interaction with your teenager is causing a reaction and every action causes a reaction, then there's a problem. So the first thing you need to do is really sit down and talk with your teenager about it. And if after a few conversations things aren't progressing in a direction that they should be, well then, you know what, it might be time to seek outside help. But teenagers inherently want to please their parents even though they don't admit it, and they want to be good.
It's not cool to please your parents.
It's
all right.
not.
All right, Russell Hyken, thanks so much for the insight. Appreciate it. This mom does anyway. John, back to you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Randy. Well, we're going to tackle this subject coming up now.